Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and we're going to take a look at some of the ticker symbols that were in play today. Okay, first let's take a look at VRX. The last chart we posted was a couple of days ago on Tuesday on the breakout day, and so yeah, that was on this candle right here when there was this break above the 50-day simple moving average, which is the green line, and we were looking at the 100-day simple moving average, which is the gold line, is the next level to break. It closed right at that level yesterday, and then today there was really nice follow through with another bullish move and another white candle forming and a close above the 100-day simple moving average. So that was a really bullish close. It was also above this prior support zone. Now we're looking at pushing higher above the 100-day simple moving average and possibly making a run up here towards the 200-day simple moving average, currently at 1776. As you can see, there was a big trading zone in here between 1350 and 17, and so there's going to be some resistance to work through in this zone here. So we'll see if it can keep pushing higher. If it does pull back, what you want to see is the 100-day simple moving average here hold currently at 1272. That would be the most bullish setup. You bulls want to see that level turn into support and this uptrend continue. If you notice, today's candle did form completely above the upper Bollinger Band. Just like the previous two candles, this is pushing super hard. EMA 4 at 1242 is the big support level to hold below, along with the 100-day simple moving average. If that breaks, you could see a drop down to EMA 8 at 1145. And so, yeah, on a big pullback, you'd want to see the 50-day simple moving average hold. Currently, this is a really strong uptrend. Look at the big, huge volume behind the move. This is always what bulls want to see, big volume pushing the share price higher. One thing to be concerned about is we do have RSI now at 75 and Fastos at 87, so it is at overbought levels, and you're getting this parabolic move on ADX with plus DI up here at very lofty levels and minus DI hitting bottom levels. If you notice back here, prior minus DI levels was a previous top, and so yeah, so this is pushing hard. Just keep following the intraday charts. Once they cool down, look for a reload off this 100-day simple moving average support level if it holds. If the uptrend continues and it can push through this 1650, 17, you could see a run all the way up here to this 200-day simple moving average. Like I said, there's going to be big resistance to work through here throughout this chart with all this action that happened between the months of December and March, between 13 and 17. Okay, so yeah, so this is a really nice multi-day run for VRX. Congratulations to everybody that's trading. We will see if the uptrend can continue. As long as candles are riding above the middle Bollinger Band, you can see down here is the middle Bollinger Band. As long as the uptrend is intact, and the uptrend should continue. So yeah, so very, very bullish move. Now let's look at Snap. This is the opposite of VRX right now. Snap is under immense pressure. As you can see here, this is a 15-minute chart. Each candle represents 15 minutes trading. There was this big gap down open today, and as you can see here, this was yesterday's close. Notice how tight the Bollinger Bands were, and then today there was this big open with the share price dropping down into the 17s. Notice the big volume bar here, and then the lower wick on the candle. This looks like bounce players loading at the bottom, and so we will see. Right, currently this 18 is the key support level to hold. As you can see, after there was a run up to 19, the share price pulled all the way back, and it held the 18 level into the close. That needs to hold. If it breaks, then you're looking at a drop down here to retest the 17 zone. If it holds, what we're looking for is a break above the middle Bollinger Band, currently here at 1831. We want to see a break above that level, and then that will set up a run up to the closing price at 11 o'clock. If it can break the closing price at 11 o'clock, then our next target is going to become the 50 simple moving average. If it can bust through this upper Bollinger Band here. Notice the upper Bollinger Bollinger Bands lined up with the 11 o'clock close. So we're thinking if support can hold, it might be able to push back up 19 and maybe run back to 20. So keep an eye on Snap tomorrow. Notice that there was a bullish crossover on both time frames on MACD. That's signaling that the bears are losing strength and the bulls are heating up. You know, there was volume into the close, so it looks like bounce players were loading. There was this crossover on ADX, so the minus DI crossing ADX to the downside, that was signaling that the bears are starting to tire. And then if you notice here, RSI has been at oversold levels the entire day, below 30, so it's due for a technical bounce. So keep an eye on it tomorrow for a bounce. Okay, let's look at RELY. This stock had a very nice move today. You know, released earnings. It had positive, favorable response from the market. As you can see here, there was a gap up open. So there is a gap between high of day yesterday and low of day today. That is the red flag on the chart, along with the close above the upper Bollinger Band. Sometimes the candles will have to work back into the bands when they close well above that level. But also, in order to break out and get an uptrend going and push higher, you also need to bust through the upper Bollinger Band. So what we want to see is we want to see this 50-day simple moving average at 301 hold. We are looking for a close above that level today to signal more upside potential, and that happened. And so if the 50-day simple moving average holds, we're looking for a potential run up here to the 100-day simple moving average at 437. So this is a really strong move here. You know, we're looking for follow through tomorrow. We'll see if it can happen. There's going to be some resistance here in the 360 zone. That was this prior support level, and so you know, when that's tested, that might provide some resistance here tomorrow at 360. If it can bust through this 360 zone and it can get through this 380 zone, then you could see a run up here to 430, testing the 100-day simple moving average. You know, on a pullback, you want to see the 50-day simple moving average at 301 hold. As long as that holds, there's going to be more upside potential. If it breaks, that's going to set up a potential gap fill. You could see it drop back all the way down here to 250s and fill the gap that was created between high of day yesterday and low of day today. So yeah, there's a very big volume behind the move today. If you notice the giant volume bar, that's what we like to see when a stock is breaking resistance. This is showing that there's money behind the move, and that's signaling more upside potential. So yeah, so we're looking for follow through tomorrow. You know, MACD is looking good on both time frames, and then you've got a bullish crossover here on ADX. Notice it crossed over minus DI, the red line, and above ADX, the black line, plus DI, the green line. So that shows the bulls are heating up. And then you still have a little bit of juice left on RSI, currently at 66. Above 70 is overbought levels. Okay, let's look at WAC. Okay, this is a stock that followed through for us today. Congrats to everybody that caught yesterday's video. We are looking for more upside potential on the close above the 50-day simple moving average. Notice yesterday it closed above that, and it also closed above the high close horizontal resistance from this candle here on the 1st. And so that close yesterday was telling us that there was going to be more upside potential. Nice follow through today. Congrats to everyone. There was also a close now above the next key resistance level, which was back here, so on the 14th. So we were wanting to see a close above that, and that happened today. So can you see that, you know, there's just this big red candle here, so there's not a whole lot of resistance in this zone. So you know, if this can hold this you know, 165 to 170 zone here, then we're thinking that this could possibly run up here and fill this gap. The gap's between 250 and 270, and that would set up a 100-day simple moving average resistance test, which is our next target. Okay, so as long as this uptrend continues, notice how it's been cruising upward, then then it should continue making the move up towards the 100-day simple moving average. If it does pull back, because you can see here it closed above the upper Bollinger Bands, you want to see the 50-day simple moving average and EMA4 currently at 150 hold. As long as candles are forming above the 50-day simple moving average and riding EMA4 support higher, the chart's going to be very strong. As long as this middle Bollinger Band holds, the uptrend should be intact. Notice it's trying to break out of this channel and take it to the next level. Once again, you've got big volume behind the move, and so we'll be looking for follow through tomorrow. Okay, so here's a stock that you know, has been a disappointment over the past. GLBS, one of the marine transportation stocks. Notice it was oversold here on RSI, and it broke above 30. It's at 31, and it's still oversold on Fasto below 20. Notice this very strong downtrend. The last close was back here in March above the middle Bollinger Band where it tested the 50-day simple moving average. And then notice down here the candles have been riding EMA4 resistance lower. So there hadn't been a close above EMA4 since this candle here. And so this is the first close above that level. This is kind of a pattern for the stock. This is a dilution pattern, you know, where they sell shares and you get a short cover rally on the bounce. And so the close above EMA4, that's signaling more upside potential. The next level to break is going to be EMA8. As you can see, it failed to break that level last time and the downtrend continued. So in order to head higher, it's got to close above that level tomorrow. If it does, you know, our target here is the middle Bollinger Band at 221. You know, we're looking for a potential run up to that level. As you can see, it tested that level before. You know, it's tested that level on prior occasions that it broke out. And so we're thinking that it could possibly test that level again. If it can close above the middle Bollinger Band, well, then you're talking about these moving averages up here in the upper Bollinger Band. But first things first, let's see if it can break EMA8 and make a run back up to that middle Bollinger Band. And if you see here, the volume is picking up, so that's always a good sign. That's what you want to see, is a increase in volume. And so today's volume spike, along with the close above resistance, is signaling more upside potential. You know, as you can see here on the previous white candles, notice that there was a red day followed, you know, white day, red day followed, white candle, red day followed. So you know, that's happened on every one of these white candles. A red day is followed. So if a white candle falls tomorrow, that would be a very bullish change in trend, because the odds are a red candle is going to form. So keep an eye on it. We'll see if it can actually break this bearish downtrend and get more than a one-day bounce. Okay, now let's look at ANY. Okay, this is another stock that's making a bullish move today. If you see here, it's been on a 3-day run. Notice the 3 white candles in a row. The close yesterday above the middle Bollinger Band was signaling more upside potential. Notice it hadn't closed above that level since back here. And so today there was really good follow through, and it ran up to the next target, the 50-day simple moving average at 228, and it actually closed above that at 229. So if it can turn that level into support, then the next level to break is going to be the 100-day simple moving average at 0.270. It did close well above the upper Bollinger Band, and it's on a multi-day run with the volume spike. You know, the big volume behind the move, you know, it could keep pushing higher. If it does, you know, look for a run up to that 100. If it fails to break this 50-day simple moving average tomorrow, look for a reload off this EMA4 down here to the middle Bollinger Band support zone. As long as that level holds on a pullback, then this new uptrend should continue, but it's going to have to break through the 50-day simple moving average to head higher. Okay, thank you very much for viewing these charts. I hope you enjoyed it. Check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com. Thank you.